Have you ever stood up after sitting for a while? Maybe after a movie, a long dinner, or a car ride. And your body didn't quite want to cooperate. Your knees feel stiff. Your hips feel tight. Your back feels locked for those first few steps. It can feel like an old rusty gate. When a gate hasn't moved in a while, it doesn't swing open smoothly. It creaks. It resists. It needs a few slow movements before it opens fully. Many people assume this stiffness is just aging, that the hinges are wearing out. But this feeling isn't damage. It's mechanics. Today we're going to talk about why joints feel like they lock up after sitting, what's actually happening inside your body, and how to release that stiffness gently and safely. No forcing, no workouts, just working with your biology, not against it. This video is for educational purposes only. Always speak with your healthcare professional before making changes to your physical routine, especially if you've had joint replacements, recent surgeries, or are managing chronic conditions. Inside every movable joint is a substance called synovial fluid. This is your body's natural joint lubricant. When you're moving regularly, this fluid stays thin and slippery. It reduces friction. It helps nourish cartilage. Here's the key idea. Synovial fluid needs movement. When a joint stays still for a long period of time, that fluid thickens slightly. This is called synovial gelling. Think of paint in a can. When you stir it, it spreads smoothly. When it sits untouched, it thickens and separates. Nothing is broken. Nothing is damaged. The fluid just isn't evenly distributed. So when you stand after sitting, you're moving a joint that feels like it's lubricated with cold grease instead of warm oil. That's the rusty gate feeling. Stiffness versus damage, an important difference. This part matters. Stiffness is not the same thing as damage. Damage usually feels like sharp or stabbing pain, swelling, pain that gets worse the more you move. Stiffness feels different. Tight, heavy, resistant at first, then easier after a few steps. Most startup stiffness after sitting is a lubrication and signaling issue, not a structural problem. And this matters because when people think they're damaged, they stop moving. Less movement leads to more stiffness, not less. Understanding what's happening removes fear. And fear plays a much larger role in pain than most people realize. There's another factor involved called static loading. When you sit, knees stay bent, hips stay flexed, body weight stays in one position. Over time, pressure gently squeezes fluid away from certain joint surfaces, like pressing water out of a sponge. When you stand, lubrication is temporarily reduced. At the same time, your nervous system becomes protective. Your brain says, let's move carefully. That brief stiffness isn't loss of ability. It's a protective pause. You might be wondering, why didn't this happen when I was younger? There are a few simple reasons. As we age, we move a little less throughout the day. Muscle activation becomes less automatic. Joint fluid circulation slows slightly without regular motion. This doesn't mean your joints are failing. It means they need a clearer signal to wake up. Think of it like an older radio. It still works, but it takes a moment to tune in clearly. The good news? Your joints still respond to movement at any age. They just respond best to gentle preparation and not force. 3. Anti-stiffness, micro habits. No exercises, just preparation. We can't avoid sitting, but we can avoid the lockup. These aren't workouts, they're signals. They tell your joints and nervous system, movement is coming, prepare. 1. Seated ankle pumps. Before standing, feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift your heels, lower with control. About 15 repetitions. Why this works? Your calf muscles act like a natural pump. They help move circulation upward, including toward the knees. You're warming the system before putting weight through it. 2. Seated knee glides. Still seated. Slide one foot forward, then slide it back underneath you. Switch sides. 8 to 10 slow repetitions per leg. Why this helps? This spreads synovial fluid without compression. No body weight, no strain. Think of it as stirring before pouring. 3. The 10-second neutral reset. After standing, pause. Shift weight gently side to side. Keep knees soft. Breathe calmly. Just 10 seconds. Why this matters? It allows lubrication to redistribute and tells your brain this movement is safe. That message of safety is just as important as the physical movement itself. Most stiffness after sitting is normal, but you should speak with a healthcare professional if stiffness lasts longer than 30 to 45 minutes. There is swelling, warmth, or redness. Pain increases the more you move. Or stiffness is steadily getting worse week after week. Education empowers, but medical guidance still matters. Stiffness after sitting isn't your body failing. It's information. Your joints aren't saying you can't move. They're saying, give me a moment to lubricate. When you respond with gentle preparation instead of force, your body adapts, even in your 70s or 80s. Confidence improves, balance improves, and movement feels safer again. I'd really like to hear from you. After sitting, in the car, at a restaurant, or on the couch. How long does it take for your body to feel smooth again? A few steps? A minute? Longer? Please share in the comments. Your experience may help someone else feel less alone. And if calm, easy to understand explanations like this are helpful to you, consider subscribing for more information about pain and movement after 60. Take care of yourself, and thank you for watching.